That's not it, but let's ignore that. So, we are going to be talking about a SCP that I made. So, let me find what I made. That's not it. Don't look at that. My friend said not showing. Sure, F. 1-3. Oh.
I am scared, you maggots.
D1. D1. Okay, I can do like that. So I don't know why my voice line turned back on. Let's see here. Go back off, please. Stop. Let's turn that off. I'm gonna actually open this and never mind. I think you guys can all hear me. So, we're here today, people. I hope you guys can see this one day. So, my friend made this, not the thing that I wanted to thought of it, but this is start log. This SCP was made by me. My friend wrote it and thought of most of the parts. Start log. SCP-13051 classification. SCP-13051 is a object cleaner class cleaner. Special containment structure hold within a sealed box like SCP-106 and SCP-196. Description: SCP-13051 comprises two entities, SCP-13051-A and SCP-13051-B. SCP-13051-A is a ghostly male humanoid soldier from World War II. It wears uniform, an American foot soldier, and you can see through it. SCP-13051-A can also phase through walls like SCP-106. If you look at it, it will be enraged like SCP-096. Will be if you look at it in the eyes. When somebody looks at SCP-13051-A, there's several stages of an state. Stage 1, the lights will flicker and there'll be a loud, deep screeching noise sounding like a demon. Stage 2, when the lights come back on, SCP-13051 will attempt to scratch his eyes, and then when he finishes screeching, he has different avenues of attack. Attack attempt 1. He will appear behind that person who looked at him, then slash at them. After that, he will be killable. So basically, after SCP-13051-A kills the person who looked at him, he's able to be killed. But the downside is that he starts trying to murder everyone possible until he's dead. Attack attempt 2. He will spawn variety of weapons in his hand. He will use them against the person who looked at him. He prefers to use an M1911 pistol and a KW-71894 machine gun. After he kills the person who looked at him, he will use said weaponry on everyone around him until he is killed. When SCP-13051-A is killed, he will teleport and spawn back in a severely damaged light tank from World War II. The tank has been classified as SCP-13051-B. Log end. Log start. The suspected origins of SCP-13051-A are that he was an American soldier whose brother Louis Warrington got shot after his brother was killed. Got shot SCP-13. Oh no. The suspected origins of SCP-13051-A are that he was an American foot soldier who Louis Warlington got shot. SCP-13051-A's name was and after his brother was killed, he got into a rage state, killing 152 Germans. After being shot several times, he died on the battlefield and became what is now classified as SCP-13051-A. He hopped to a light tank, now classified as SCP-13051-B. SCP-13051-A used SCP-13051-B to blow up a bunker. After SCP-13051-B got shot by German and blown up by heavy-class rocket launchers, SCP-13051 hopped out of the tank in ghost form and began tearing them apart. He finished off the German force, then got shot by a German sniper. Then the German sniper ran off, and SCP-106-1, he entered the area, fell into the black liquid, which made him SCP-106-A. That's SCP-106, by the way. Now, next one. SCP-13052, a classification. SCP-1352 is Object Key class, also known as the Giant Knight. Class containment procedures. SCP-13052 is kept in an underground chamber named to the roof and floor. Description of SCP-1352 A is sometimes called the Giant Knight. SCP-13052 A stands near 120 feet tall. SCP-13052 A has heavy armor plating resembling a heavy knight in medieval times. That's probably not even a knight that was used, or even, SCP-13052 A has a long sword that's length of 100 feet. The sword is a long medieval sword and classified as SCP-13052-B. SCP-13052-A uses 4 magical attacks while wielding SCP-13052. The inside of SCP-13052-A armor appears covered in moss, rocks. The eyes on SCP-13052-A are bright red. Attack 1. SCP-13052 will raise SCP-1352-B and will smash the ground. Fire spikes up in 13 to 14 feet tall. Spikes will rise from the ground. This attack can be fatal to any object, SCP or not, or building. Attack 2. SCP-13042 will shoot massive fireballs out of its hand. Attack 3. SCP-13052 A will stab his sword into the ground, and surrounding him in a powerful shield of fire spikes with a radius of 4 football fields. Attack 4. SCP-13052-B will glow red, and everywhere SCP-13052 13-052-A swing spikes of fire which will be flung from the sword at the desired target. Recovery log. SCP-13052-A was located in a small town near Mount Everest. Half the town was crushed and burned after SCP-13052-A was using SCP-13052-B. SCP-13052-A slashed SCP-132-B through the town using a variety of fire attacks, especially origin log. SCP-13052 is suspected to be a giant humanoid figure wielding knight armor after he was knocked unconscious and buried under rocks for thousands of years. End log. Interview log. Dr. Clarence, hello. SCP-13052. SCP-1352. We're gonna call him that for now. -A. Dr. Clarence, SCP-1352-A. That's what he yelled. SCP-1352. What do you want? I had a voice that I used for him. I got
an idea. We'll add this as the Q.
This will be E. Q and E. So E. E. Oh shoot.
No, I thought that did something. No!
Like that. And rock. Okay. Okay, we'll just put this up here. Actually, okay. Dr. Clarence, hello, SCP-1352. SCP-13052. Dr. Clarence, SCP-1352-A. What do you... SCP-1352, what do you want?
SCP-1352-C. What do you want?
Dr. Clarence, I want to talk to you. Can you tell me about your past?
I see. It's a bit hard to remember, but I was working for the medieval era.
Dr. Clarence, do you know about SCP-001, SCP-13052?
No.
Dr. Clarence, what about SCP-225313?
What is SCP-225313?
This is a made-up person. Dr. Clarence, SCP-225313 is a suitably armor, roughly the size of a normal human, with several anomalous strats. Do you know anything about it? It can use telekinesis and teleportation. SCP-1352-A. I'm not going to use the word. That is the person who cursed me into its armor to destroy medieval castles that welded withheld important information he needed. Dr. Clarence, what do you know about SCP-225313 was before he became the armor? SCP-13052. He was a male demon. That's kind of cringe, but I'd stick for it. Dr. Clarence, not the answer you're expecting in blog. So, if you have any suggestions for SCPs, because I'm working for a friend. I wanted to do this because I was playing an SCP game, but anyway, if you have any suggestions for an SCP and that I could, like you can tell me what the number is and tell me what it basically is. You just tell me the description of it. You tell me the description of it. Just put it in the comments below. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe.